Hello, everyone. My name is Leanne Burgess, and today I'm joined by my colleague Stacy Can. It is our pleasure to review with you some of the 2022 Wave 1 release improvements for Dynamics 365 Business Central. This particular release is jam-packed with a lot of great improvements, and today we're going to highlight some of those for you. But before we get started, just a little bit about Corporate Renaissance Group, acquisitive company. We've been in business for over 30 years, dedicating time to our customers in the Microsoft space. We have over 4,000 customers globally. We were established in 1989, and we really are aiming to bring to you a full Microsoft solution as your partner. We're headquartered in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, but we have offices in the US, India, South Africa, the Caribbean, and the UK. So let's get started with some of the new improvements. This one here is a fantastic improvement coming to Business Central, giving you the ability to consolidate your customer and vendor balances. So now you will be able to activate a link between a customer and a vendor in your system if they are one common business partner. And then when it comes time to making payments to that vendor, you'll have the ability to net the amount against what is owed from the customer record, allowing you to seamlessly integrate those two business partners together and reduce the amount of administrative effort to manage that business partner. We are going to allow sell to and bill to customers to be different on jobs. This is another big improvement coming to Business Central. Now you will be able to set up a job specifying a specific customer that's going to receive the job service or whatever it is you're providing, but you'll be able to define a different bill to and ship to based on the different drop-down options that are going to be presented there. So now you'll see a new invoicing and shipping section on the job record card as you set your new jobs up. They're bringing dimensions to locations. So if you are a company that is using warehousing set up in Business Central, now you'll be able to use the functionality of the dimension tagging just like you do everywhere else in Business Central, but with your location. You can set default dimensions, which allows them to be copied to journals and documents when that location is selected on any lines in any journals that you're creating, but you also have that ability to delete it or change it if the default changes. There's going to be some improvements to the adjusted exchange rates batch job. Users will now be able to preview the effect an exchange rate adjustment will have on posting before you actually post by choosing preview on that adjust exchange rates report request page. You can also pick how adjust exchange rates is going to handle dimensions for unrealized gains and lost postings. New capabilities are coming for financial reporting to do with your account schedules or the financial statements in Business Central. You'll be able to control how the number 0 is printed, for example. You can select whether you want it to appear as a 0, a dash, or even a blank. You can use GL account categories as totaling filters for columns. The account schedules overview now supports 15 columns so that you can view budgets for 12 months and a total. That is huge for companies that actually want to see that expanded view right in Business Central. You can export and import account schedules to and from files, making it easier to reuse them between companies. So if you're familiar with the Edit in Excel functionality in Business Central, this is something that you're going to find very valuable and a useful tool for those of you who have to manage the account schedules within your system. And the headings or begin totals are going to be kept when printing to keep the structure of the account schedule intact. You'll also choose to print lines marked as not to be shown, which makes validating the account schedules easier to work with when you're designing them. They're incorporating more of the Microsoft suite of functionality into the software. As you saw in the last wave release in the fall of 2021, they brought Teams integration. Now we're bringing OneDrive integration into Business Central. You'll be able to share Business Central reports to OneDrive for Business. You can share the report link either externally or internally. You can adjust whether recipients can view or edit the document. You'll be able to prevent people from downloading the document if they've been sent the link. And you can specify who can use the link to the document, such as only people within your company. So Microsoft is really bringing in its entire suite of solutions into your ERP system, making it easier and easier for people to work within the system and share information amongst your colleagues. Microsoft has teamed up with Shopify. This is another huge improvement to the Microsoft Business Central cloud users. This is only available right now with the online version of Business Central, but those users who are working in the cloud, you'll be able to now incorporate a seamless connection between Business Central and Shopify. You'll be able to improve visibility into your business with respect to inventory stock, pricing, existing customers and their order histories, order status, billing, and payments, all with the easy Shopify connector specifically built for Business Central. You will see improvements to intercompany acceptance of journal transactions. So before the intercompany partner code setup page was basically a very limited, you saw the intercompany partner code and whether you could auto send transactions. Now you'll be able to specify whether you want to automatically accept those transactions in the general journal, all in the efforts to save the user time when entering and posting transactions. Defining of default permission set assignments. This is an administrator function that's being improved, which on the security side is always welcome when there's improvements to managing your users and permission sets in the system. Administrators will now be able to define permission sets and user groups for different product licenses and plans. And those defined groups can be assigned to a user automatically based on the assigned license or plan when you add a user into Business Central. We can set user email policies to control who can read emails that are being sent from Business Central. So now administrators will be able to define user email policies within Business Central, giving more control over who gets to view them. And as you can see in the drop down, there's variable options there for the email view policy. So some good improvements here as well. This is another one that for those who work with the filter list views in Business Central, whether it's sales orders, invoices, purchasing, being able to release and reopen multiple documents at a time is huge. They've also incorporated some color coding there to make things stand out. So they're going to have the open status will now show up as bold and green. If it's released, it's going to show up as bold and black, making it easier for the user to just quickly distinguish what is open and what is released. And they'll simply be able to select multiple items at a time, again, making the user experience much more efficient. The bi-directional sync of sales orders between Business Central and CRM. There's going to be ability now to keep the sellers up to date with latest changes to sales documents, price changes, shipment dates, with an automatic sync back to CRM. And likewise, any changes that you make in CRM are going to sync back to Business Central, keeping everyone on both sides of the platform informed with the latest information about your customers. Now we will be able to use different GL accounts for payables and receivables transactions. Another huge improvement or change to the platform of Business Central. As you know, posting groups are set and they're very static once they've been set. Now they're adding the ability to create substitute posting groups, which you can actually replace with the default customer or vendor posting group with when you're posting a sales or purchase document or even a journal. This is another big change coming to Business Central, and I think will be a very well received improvement to the users. And now I'm going to turn things over to my colleague, Stacy.
Thank you, Leanne. So continuing with the application changes, Business Central has added the blocked field. Now, if there's an incorrect posting setup that is no longer used or is required, you can use the block field to prevent users from mistakenly using like old or no longer relevant setups for new postings. Now you can identify issues right away with the introduction of validations. If you enable the check documents and journals while you work feature on the feature management page, Business Central will validate the data you enter on the documents and journals while you work. And if you turn on the enable data check on the general ledger setup page, a notification will display on documents where the capability is available. So when the notification is enabled, the check document fact box will appear and Business Central will start checking the documents for issues while you enter the information. And the fact box will show not immediately. Instead of at the time of posting, the number of issues found, and an overview of the issue. There's now additional control available for posting. You can define the periods during which users are allowed to post deferrals by entering dates into the Allow Deferral Posting From and Allow Deferral Posting To fields. And for deferral templates, you now have the option to start a deferral at the beginning of the next calendar year. The Find Entries feature is now available on all rule centers. You can use the Find Entries feature to search for specific posted documents, and you can also use it for broader searches, such as searching for documents using a posted document number or an external number. There has been a lot of improvements to bank reconciliations. You now have the feature to create bank deposits. On the bank deposit page, you can specify the bank account deposited, the total amount to deposit, details about the individual deposited item, dimensions, posting, and document dates. And when the document lines are completed and you post the deposit, the bank general ledger and the customer ledgers will all be updated. There's also been an improvement to the payment reconciliation journal. There are now view fields for debits and credits on the footer of the journal, and there's preview before posting. And not only that, the bank account statement reports on the bank reconciliations have been modified. It now shows like a more detailed snapshot of the bank information at the time the bank reconciliation is posted. So new fields like general ledger balance, outstanding payments, and checks has also been added. And for the reconciliation process, in North American versions of Business Central, this has been standardized. Previously, bank reconciliations could have been done either through standard bank reconciliation page or with the bank rec worksheet page. But now the bank rec worksheet page is no longer available. You may want to delete an account in your chart of accounts. So to help ensure that you don't delete an account that has entries in it, you can specify the start date of the period for which you are required to store financial data in the Check GL account deletion after field on the general setup page. And to further safeguard GL accounts from accidentally being deleted, the block and deletion GL accounts toggle on the general ledger setup page has been added. Once you turn on the toggle, Business Central will prevent the deletion of accounts that have entries after the date that is specified in the Check GL account deletion after field. The share menu in Business Central has been updated. It has been updated to include the copy link action that copies the current page link to the clipboard. Pasting after you use the copy link will paste a readable hyperlink instead of just plain text. And the Business Central online and on-premises solution as a web app is now available in the Microsoft Store. So it offers a full web client experience and includes features like multitasking, personalization, and cloud printing. So if you would like to download, feel free to contact us. So that's it, a preview of some of the new features released by Microsoft in the 2022 Wave 1 release. If you have any questions or if you would like to learn more about Dynamics 365, please feel free to contact us at crg@crgroup.com. We are here to help you. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you.